In Minneapolis, 66% of the students are students of color, whereas only 16% of the teachers are teachers of color. There are a number of partners in the Minneapolis-St. Paul region that are all working on diversifying the teacher pool. That's higher education, K-12 organizations, nonprofits. Our role at Generation Next is to bring us all together to do that work better.
At the University of St. Thomas, we actually have 2 residency programs. We have one residency with Minneapolis Public Schools and another with St. Paul Public Schools. They're there for the entire year.
We are attempting to change our workforce to reflect the students who we serve day in and day out. This program provides our students the ability to see someone who looks like them in front of them.
Both of our residencies have at least 50% students of color. We're helping to diversify the teaching profession. When I go to Generation Next meetings, I speak to superintendents, individuals from the business community, a number of different nonprofit leaders. We're learning how to work together to solve really difficult and complex problems.
I truly believe that in order to advance systems change, we have to work together differently. So thinking long-term that way, how do you invite maybe other players that maybe haven't been in the space? And then together, we might actually illuminate new insights so that we can come up with different policies and different ways to make change.
I think everyone has a vested interest in the success of our children. They are our next generation, they're our future generations. And so everyone should care about this.
Being a teacher is bigger than a title. You know, you're more than that to these kids. Your job is more than just teaching these students and educating them. It's actually giving them life lessons that they're going to carry on for the rest of their lives, you know.
We know that nationwide, probably 2% of teachers are men of color, and they're concentrated in high schools and preschools. We don't see many of them. So we really wanted to increase their presence in our school because we know how that impacts children.
So the Leading Men Fellowship Program is a program that is designed to engage young men of color as early childhood educators, and it's also designed to engage young men of color as agents of change within their community.
So I first got introduced to the program during my senior year of high school. They actually came into a classroom and gave a presentation about the program. I thought to myself, this is something I got to give a chance, you know, it might be something that I actually like. When I actually got in the classroom and over the course of the years, like I really found that I have a passion for teaching, you know, it was like actually something that I love, something I really enjoyed.
Since the program began, we've seen the preschoolers improve their literacy, especially young men of color.
I would encourage all of our Strive Together communities to be a Leading Men Fellows cohort site.
We want students of color throughout each region and beyond to be able to see themselves in these young men of color in their classrooms on a daily basis.
And one day, one of my students, she came up there and gave me a big hug, and she told me she loves me. It really touched my heart. You know, I didn't know I was being that great of a teacher at that time. You know, it let me know what I'm doing. Like, wow, this is really important. They really, you know, look up to me. So it just let me realize how important this job really is.
We want to be able to help elevate the teaching profession and say this is one of the most noble careers that an individual can have. We're making the difference in children's lives daily through the craft of teaching.
Children of color who have at least one teacher of color sometime within their K-12 career are 2 to 3 times more likely to go to college, and I think that that is incredible.
This notion that we can actually do something to improve the diversity of teacher pipeline is something everybody's embracing and wants more of.
I never thought in a million years that I'd be a teacher, that I actually consider being a teacher as a career, you know. But actually stepping into that classroom and getting to know the students, nothing can amount to that. The feelings that the kids give you, nothing can amount to that.